Okay, as we already have known about Choice Life policy, which is the policy that you currently own, it's a 15-year pay policy, meaning to say I will pay about 3,169 USD every year, and I will get back about USD 3,000 in the form of dividends every year from the 15th year onwards. Okay, so as simple as that, when we bought that plan in mind, this was what we know. However, we know of recent events. AIA actually has some involvement with AIG, which caused the American market to crash in the subprime mortgage crisis. So because they were involved in it, their investment suffered some losses. As a result, they were not able to give some of their policyholders the promised returns that they once promised. So now AIA, what are they going to do? Okay, so they actually warn Choice Life clients of longer premium period. And if you can see here, right, one of the affected policyholder has about the same kind of situation as you. She also had a Choice Life 15 policy that she took out. So it was calculated by AIA that she needed to pay for 14 years beyond the 15 initially projected year that she needed to pay lah. So in total, that means she will have to pay for 30 years. Okay, so what other options are AIA giving to clients other than these three? Okay, let's look at the options and we can see which one is better. It's a better choice to choose lah, in effect. Okay, so the first option, to disregard the critical year altogether and continue to pay premium continuously as if the policy is a whole life policy. So this one very clear cut. That means I don't care about whether I promise you that you have to pay for 15 years. Now you have to continue to pay as if it's a whole life policy. Just pay continuously. Okay. Now let's look at the second option. Okay, the second option is to continue making premium payments for an extended period as recalculated by AIA. That means to say it's not up to me or you to decide. It could be paying for 15 years, 17 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, we do not know. And besides that, customers can use their 5% cash payouts to reduce the payment period. Okay, so this was what it is. And then the final option is actually to stop paying premiums at the original critical year. This means that policy benefits will be reduced unless premium payments are resumed later. What this means is that, okay, I do not care about whether AIA wants me to pay longer. I only want to pay until 15 years. So this is not without a catch, because this means that policy benefits reduce. And then after that, I still got to pay premium payments unless premium payments are resumed later, as written here, as you can see. Okay, so from these three, still don't know which one is the best choice. Okay, so if you had bought Choice Life, right, you have bought it for one of these goals, either for savings or for investments, or for sort of protection, because it's insurance after all. Okay, so if we look at it from the savings angle and we have bought it for the purpose of savings, right, we can see premiums paid is 3,006 per year. Okay, so you are now at your 13th year that you have paid your policy, and the total premium you have paid is actually 39,000, so to say. Okay, up to now actually I have paid 47,000, but then my surrender value is actually 39,000. So in essence, this means that I lost about $7,000, correct? Okay, so if we look at that, we lost $7,000. Therefore, if you want to keep track on how things are doing, because if you're looking at it from a savings angle, if we invest $1, definitely we expect some returns back. It cannot be 90 cents, it cannot be 80 cents, it has to be $1, 50 plus cents, correct? So in this case, we look at the yield. Since the premium pay is 47k versus the total sum assured here is 40,000, we lost 7,000, the yield is actually 0.977. So this means it's a minus 2.2% every year compounded that we have already lost since the date of the policy start date. Okay, so under the third option, if we look at it, 15 years, this is the amount of premium you have paid, which amounts to about $54,256.95. Okay, and then we want to stop paying it there. Okay, so now the yield may be 0.977, but I believe and you believe that the financial markets will return. It wouldn't be down forever, so definitely it might recover. So if we look at it, right, the other time we discussed 3% usually is a good yield that most insurance companies actually will pay out their policyholders. So assuming that in the next year is minus 2% all the way, recovered back, and they give you a yield of 1, that means to say they give you everything. Okay, and then after that it adds on to another 1.3, and consistently throughout they pay you 1.3, right? If I look at it from a savings angle, okay, when will I be able to break even in terms of cash value and to get some returns back? Okay, because under the third option, I pay for 15 years, but I cannot draw any premium because reduced benefit, as stated in the article over here. Okay, this will mean that policy benefits will be reduced unless premium payments are resumed later. Okay, so if this is the case, then I will only be break even at 34 years of paying the policy. And how much will I gain back? It's actually about 1,004. Well, to me actually, if you find this, back then, because of the projected yield, the earnings were higher, but now, if you were to say invest for 34 years to gain 1,004, I think there are much better investment options over at unit trusts or stocks or even other insurance policies that can give you this yield at the end of 25 years. Okay, so not that fantastic. Okay, and if you look at the protections element, well, ordinary, because it's just 25,000 on death and TPD, but not to forget, the article also mentioned that premium payments need to be resumed or else policy benefits will be reduced, so sum assured could actually be less than 25,000. In this case, sum assured could actually be maybe 10,000, 15,000, we do not know. Okay, so how about the second option? Second option, if you remember, is extended payment, right? So that means paying more than 15 years and then stopping somewhere in between. Okay, so same thing, the same yield 0.977 and the same projection. The only difference is premiums drawn is also 0. You're not supposed to draw any benefits. Okay, but the only thing is you continue to pay beyond the 15 year. Okay, so how long do I have to pay to break even? In this case, it's actually the 31st year, where you pay 112k and then you get back 115k. So this means to say you get a gain of 3,260. If you can see here. Okay, so looking at it from a savings angle, it's actually putting in back your own money and just gaining a little bit more at $20 or so. Okay, so again, it's not fantastic considering that I have put in for 31 years and my premium is about 3,001. So 112,131 is what I paid. Okay, and 115 is what I get, because at the end of the year, total surrender value at the end of the year, which is this column, right, the word that you see, this one. Okay, I zoom in for you. I add in another 3,000, I get 115. So of course my gain is about 3,260. Not that fantastic, unless I continue to keep paying. And if I look at the protection element, 25,000 is not a lot for protection. And then if I look at it, 112k, I would have saved 112k, so why the need to buy insurance then? I have 100k to tie over me anytime I want to. If anything happened to me, I do not need to follow the definition of a life insurance policy, so it doesn't matter that much. So there's no need at all. Okay, if we look at the first option, which is to say continue to pay the premium for rest of the life as if it's a whole life policy. Okay, so under this projection, if you can look here, premiums paid column, okay, I did a cumulative increase, okay, and under this, because I'm able to pay this amount of money, right, so I'll be able to get back my 3,000 dividend. Okay, once this policy actually starts to have positive surrender value, I can actually take it out, right? Okay, so if I look at it under this projection, given the same yield, okay, if I take out the dividend every year, okay, and plus the whatever surrender value that I have, I will only break even at the 39th year. Okay, and how much will I gain in terms of profit? It's actually 382 over here. So in essence, actually this is not a lot, because 382 for an insurance plan, you can actually get it even if you compare to Tokio Marine. By investing now at Guang age 20, 25 years later, at age 45, he can definitely get back more than $380. Okay, if you are looking at savings, if you are looking at protection, then definitely it's not too worth it also, because in the long run, 141,000, you will have cash flow to tie over everything, so there's no need to buy insurance. But if anything were to occur in the period before that and you have to commit yourself to this insurance policy, it can be a big headache. So ultimately, the decision actually depends on yourself. But insurance, the purpose of buying insurance is actually because you want to pay a small amount but be covered for a big amount, so that you don't need to wipe out whatever savings that you have. So in essence, is this really a policy that is worth it? Not really. In terms of middle term, might not suit your needs, especially if the person is in middle age, middle working years such as 30, 40. So you might want to reconsider and relook into that.